Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
You're now listening to the Alumni Clubhouse Report, brought to you by the Alumni Coed Softball League, LLC, and the Damage 365 Radio Network.
Let's go to the videotape. Here.
Welcome back, everybody, to a episode that actually contains softball results that were played. Welcome to the Alumni Coed Clubhouse Report. This is our fifth show of the and we actually got to play some softball. How about that? Warner Wolf was so excited that he jumped the gun before he should have announced to go to the videotape. He was just so excited that we had softball this week, folks. And man, it was so good. So good to be out there playing in the sun and not raining, dry softball fields, very little humidity this weekend. It was actually kind of cool right near the water, but a great day of softball. And, well, for most, not for all. Not for me, but a great day of softball for everybody. So without further ado, let's get into our scores for this past weekend, 6/21/2014.
Let's go to the videotape.
And now we are ready to go. And let's get to our first batch of games. And our first batch of games is the Bench Warmers taking on the Nightmares. The two bottom teams of the league battled it out. Basically, one team needed to win to continue to hope for that glimpse of the playoffs, and the other team would be eliminated. So with that said, the Nightmares defeated the Benchwarmers 15-13 and defeated the Benchwarmers again 25-15 in Game 2, officially eliminating the Benchwarmers from playoff contention and keeping that very, very slight glim light for the Nightmares alive. Rob Green hit for the cycle. He had 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Mike Olivares was 4 for 4. And in game number 2, Mike Santiago was 4 for 6 with 6 runs batted in. Kristen Mastriani was 2 for 3, and she had the walk-off hit in that 15-13 victory. So good job by the Benchwarmers being victorious. Let's move on to another field at South Beach. South Beach number, I want to say South Beach number 3, but I may be wrong. But it was Pepper Jack Grill taking on James Verrucchio's Ballbusters. It was Pepper Jack Grill victorious in game number 1, 9-7. Then James Verrucchio bounced back to win 9-8. But Pepper Jack Grill won the series with an 18-3 victory in game number 3. For James Verrucchio, John Triacci picked up the win, and as well as Eric Dini. They were the winning pitchers. Let's see. Richie Bach had the game-winning hit in game number 2, and Nicky Bach went 5 for 9 on the day. For Pepper Jack Grill, Paul Kaczynski was 7 for 9. He had a home run and 5 runs batted in. And Kevin Cushing was 5 for 9, 9 runs batted in. Liza Hanziak was 3 for 6 with an RBI and 3 runs scored. And picking up the wins for Pepper Jack Grill was Danny Modica and Amy Janicki. So that takes care of those. Let's move on to the Furials taking on Damage Athletics. At the time, it was the top 2 teams in the league, but not anymore. One's still number 1, but the other team is now number 4. So it is what it is. Let's see. The Furials victorious 11-1 in games 1 and 2, same score. Game 3, Furioles were victorious 14-9. In the series, Mike Calandrea had a home run and a triple. Other offensive standouts for the Furioles were Bill Jones, Jamie Leston, and Regina Nicosi. Joe Leston, Mike Fury, and Billy Jones picked up the wins for the Furioles on the mounds. Highlights for Damage Athletics was sent in that the Damage females recorded half the team's offense. So kudos to the Damage female players recording 14 total hits over the 3 games for Damage Athletics. So good job to the Damage females. They showed up to play and recorded 50% of the offense. Nice job. We move over to TriStar Mortgage taking on Rabs Country Lanes. It was TriStar victorious via the sweep, 9-1, 20-8, and 22-3. So TriStar sweeps a triple-header against Rabs Country Lanes. We did not get any highlights called in for these games, so we will move on to the present standings, which will be 1 through 8. We're not going to break them down by division. We're going to break them down by playoff seed, 1 through 8.
Let's go to the videotape.
And as of right now, in first place, as still, is the Furioles at 14-1. Pepperjack, one of the hottest teams in the league, moves into second place at 10-6. They are 4.5 games off the pace. TriStar Mortgage moves up. They're 9-6. They are 5 games back. Damage Athletics is in fourth place at 8-6. They also have the least amount of games played in the league, so I guess the rainouts and the week off might come back and haunt this team with only 14 games played, but at 8-6, 5.5 games off the pace. James Verrucchio's Ballbusters are at 9-8. They're 6 games out, as well as Rabs Country Lanes. They are holding the final playoff spot at 9-8, 6 games out. The Furioles are pretty much a win or 2 away from clinching the number 1 seed. So between second place and 6th place, there's only a 2.5 game separation between those 5 teams. The Nightmares holding on for dear life. They are 3-12, and they are 11 games out, but they are 5 games out of the final playoff spot with 5 games remaining. So it's tough. It's tough. I mean, anything's possible. The Benchwarmers are 0-15, and they are 14 games out of first place, and they are 8 games out of the final playoff spot, which means obviously they are eliminated from playoff contention. So to recap, right now, 2 through 6 are separated by 2.5 games. So there are softball games next week, then a week off for the 4th of July weekend, unless teams are playing makeups, which I have not received any information as of yet about that. And then the final week of the season, most teams have a triple header. So anything can happen. Any of these teams can move up. I think the biggest story right now is all these teams outside of Rabs Country Lanes are playing each other over the next 2 weeks. Like Damage Athletics next week takes on James Verrucchio's Ballbusters. And then the final week of the season, they take on Pepperjack Grill for 2 and TriStar Mortgage for 1. So, like, everybody's destiny is in their own hands right now. So it's like you win and you're going to move up. You lose, you could either stay the same or move down into the last spot. The Nightmares are hoping that either Rabs or James Verrucchio loses all their remaining games of the season, and then the Nightmares would have to win all their remaining games to finish in a tie and hope to make the playoffs via a tiebreaker. So as far as the tiebreakers are concerned, the tiebreakers are as followed. Individual season series matchups, so your record against each other. If that is a tie, then it is the total runs that you scored against each other in the series that you played each other. So if the Nightmares played Rabs Country Lanes 4 games and they split it 2-2, Then you would go to the run total. If Nightmares scored a total of 32 runs to the opposition's 31, then they would be the tiebreaker. It wouldn't be a tiebreaker. If that remains in a tie, then you would go to the total runs for the season for the team, which as of right now, the Nightmares would not benefit from right now because they are 7th in the league in runs scored. So it would be very, very tough. Rabs Country Lanes has 133 runs. James Verrucchio's has 118. Nightmares has 100. So, again, anything can happen. You never know. We've seen stranger things happen. So, let's move on. Let's get to next week's schedule.
Let's go to the videotape.
And with next week's schedule, that will bring some interesting matchups. First, we said Rabs Country Lanes will take on Pepper Jack Grill. Damage Athletics will take on James Verrucchio. And the Bench Warmers will take on TriStar Mortgage. And also, the Furials will take on Nightmares. And I guess a single game. So for the schedule for 6/28, again, it's Rabs Country Lanes taking on Pepper Jack Grill at South Beach 3 at 8:30 and 10. It is Damage Athletics taking on James Verrucchio's Ballbusters at South Beach 5 at 8:30 and 10. It is Bench Warmers taking on TriStar Mortgage at 11:30 and... I'm going to say 11:30. It's 11:30 and 1 at South Beach 3. I think there's an error on the schedule, the league schedule, because he also has... no, I'm reading that wrong. Bench Warmers take on TriStar Mortgage at South Beach 3 at 11:30 and 1. That is correct. The Nightmares take on the Furials at 11:30 and 1 o'clock at South Beach 5. And we already said about the 1 o'clock game. So that's it. So no single games. Everybody has double headers this coming week. Any confusion, again, Rabs Country Lanes takes on Pepper Jack Grill at South Beach 3, 8:30 and 10. Damage Athletics takes on James Verrucchio's Ballbusters at 8:30 and 10 at South Beach 5. Bench Warmers take on TriStar Mortgage at 11:30 and 1 at South Beach 3. And Nightmares take on the Furials at 11:30 and 1 at South Beach 5. So some good matchups. The number 1 seed taking on the Nightmares. The Nightmares have their work cut out for them. And all the other teams who are all separated by 2.5 games, they're all battling each other the next couple of weeks. So it should be something to watch, something to experience. So we'll see what happens. Let's go to the who's hot and who's not right now. And who is hot, Pepper Jack Grill have won 6 of their last 8 games. And they went from a 500 team, moving all the way up into the number 2 seed in the league. So congratulations so far to Pepper Jack Grill and manager Rob Janicki for getting that team up to not only above 500, but they are 10-6 and sitting in second place. And I guess you got to say who's not, the Bench Warmers. Bench Warmers dropped their 15th straight game this weekend and officially eliminated from playoff contention. So, sorry. I mean, all the other teams are still playing well and above 500. Out of the league so far, 8 teams, and 6 out of the 8 are above 500. So you can't really ask for anything more from the league as a whole. So they're doing very well as of right now. I didn't have any birthday shout-outs that I know about, so we don't have anything there, and no callers today. But as many of you know, the league office, or AKA Stu, was around and he handed out some paperwork this weekend about our Home Run Derby and All-Star Game that will take place on August 9th at Wagner College. The Home Run Derby to start at 10 a.m. and pregame festivities to commence at 1 p.m. for the All-Star Game, and the game obviously immediately to follow. Now, the female home run derby, each team can send up to 3 female players. Okay, can be 1, can be 2, but you can send up to 3 female players. The All-Star Game, you're allowed to send 4 players, but 2 minimum female players. So again, home run derby, up to 3 female players. All-Star Game, 4 players total, 2 of which must be female players. August 9th, Wagner College, home run derby to start at 10 a.m. Pre-game All-Star festivities to commence at 1 p.m. with the game to immediately follow. Also, any teams available to play makeup games on July 5th, please get in touch with Stu. Reach out to him at alumnisoftball@aol.com or call him on his cell phone. With the fact that there's only 2 playing weeks left in the season, fall softball is coming, even though we haven't had any hot weather yet. To register your team for the fall, make sure to get in touch with the league's commissioner at leaguelineup.com/alumni coed. That is one word, Alumni Coed. There you can fill out an online registration form, or you can just get in touch with Stu at alumnisoftball.com. That goes straight to the commissioner's office. So with that said, let's just review a couple of things, and we'll let everybody be on their way. We'll let everybody be on their way, because I'm sure you're all sitting there waiting for me to talk. So anyway, but before we even get to that, I do need to take a commercial break to honor our sponsors, so we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Over a decade of excellent dining experience. Dine in, take out, or free delivery. We feature over 25 different types of pizza pies, and also will create anything you want. Our sauces are made fresh daily and use only the freshest ingredients. We also have good old-fashioned style entrees, cooked like your mom used to make. From wraps, calzones, rolls, and pasta specials galore to calamari and soups, all in a cozy atmosphere. Call today or stop on in.
And we're back to the Alumni Coed Clubhouse Report, sponsored by the Alumni Coed Softball League, LLC, Damage 365 Radio Network, and Esposito's Pizza of Matawan and Manasquan. We do want to recap the standings. Again, the Furioles at 14-1 are about to clinch the league's #1 seed. Pepper Jack Grill just named the hottest team in the league, winning 6 of 8, now 10-6 on the season. They're holding the second spot. TriStar Mortgage, who's gotten hot in the last week or so, 9-6. Damage Athletics at 8-6, and James Ruccio's Ballbusters and Rabs Country Lanes at both at 9-8. And the very outside chance, but still alive, the Nightmares at 3-12, and the eliminated Bench Warmers at 0-15. So I want to say good luck to all the managers out there in the next couple of weeks. A lot of things going on. It was a very competitive season, you know. Despite the Furioles' 14-1 record, they had to play this year. They had to earn their wins. There's no cakewalks this year. But I want to again say thank you to all the managers who sent in your information and your highlights, and the ones who didn't, let's get on that, man. I mean, I got managers and players coming up to me telling me that they enjoy the recap show, and we want to add some more content to the show, so it's not 15-20 minutes long. It could be about a half hour long. So let's get some content, and if you guys want to be a guest on the show, let me know. I mean, you know where I am. You see me all the time. That, or drop us an email at damage365radio@gmail.com. We'll get you on the show like we did last week with Nightmares manager Tommy Christopher. Ask you some questions, put you on the hot seat. That would be a great thing to have, especially with the playoffs coming up. So basically, without that, I got nothing else. I wish everybody has a good rest of their weekend and has a great work week. We'll see you guys all next week. And that's it. Have a great weekend, everybody.